Hello and welcome to your favorite nautical authoritative. It's NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime. Brought to you as always by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the nation's apex regulator and promoter of merchant shipping and of course, the development of our blue economy. My name is Ubongi Sen and it's always a pleasure to be your guide on this voyage.
My name is Chief Dr. George Moralo.
Senator Binta Masi Garba.
Is Rollins McFoy, the President of Women in Maritime Nigeria.
You are watching NIMASA this week.
You are watching NIMASA this week.
NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
The voice of the maritime industry.
The voice of the maritime.
NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime. And yes, we are expecting an August visitor. I'm talking about no less a person than the world's #1 maritime personality. The IMO Secretary General, Kitak Lim, is visiting Nigeria for 2 days. During his stay, Kitak Lim will be part of an international maritime summit and will also spend time inspecting and commissioning quite a number of NIMASA projects designed to continue to enhance the development of Nigeria's maritime domain. You get to find out more on our next episode of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime. However, on today's episode of the program, we start as always with the Director General's Diary, DG NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jabo. What has he been up to? We also have Inside Shipping, where we'll show you the various workers on a ship, as well as our other regulars. So, if you're ready, it's anchors away.
Introducing the NIMASA Distress Response Call Lines for all maritime stakeholders, ship owners, seafarers, ship captains. Whatever your challenge or distress in the Nigerian maritime domain, please call 0803 0685 167, 0708 0005 956, 0700 0700 010. If you can't reach us on these lines, please call 0700 0700 020, 0700 0700 030. Also via VHF Radio Channel 16. Call and NIMASA will respond. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, received commendation from World Maritime University for its policies of gender equality, which is manifested in both the number of women employed by the agency as well as those sponsored for capacity development in the country and abroad. This was made known by the president of the World Maritime University, Dr. Cleopatra Dombai Henry, who paid a working visit to the agency's headquarters in Lagos to discuss training and manpower development with the agency's management, led by the Director General, Dr. Bashir Jamo.
So let me just begin by thanking Director General for hosting us this afternoon. It's been a long time since I have returned, long time since I returned to Nigeria, but also a longer time since I last saw you. And I want to take the opportunity to say thank you very much particularly for the dedication that you and your team have given to WMU, and particularly the number of students that you have sent to the World Maritime University over the years. I am really, really proud and pleased when I see these students graduate at the end of the academic year. And we only just last week, had our latest graduation ceremony. And to see the numbers of students coming from Nigeria who have been awarded their degrees, with which they have now, I hope, been able to return to Nigeria and help you to continue to provide the expertise, the support, and taking the country forward in the various areas for which you have responsibility. I want to also thank you for really looking at the gender dimension of the maritime sector. I am very pleased with the number of female students.
The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo, outlined the factors that have led to the long-lasting partnership between the two parties, noting that the continued relationship with the World Maritime University is informed by the agency's commitment to professionalism, research and development, as well as striving to attain global best practices in carrying out our responsibilities.
Since the establishment of this university, I think we have been seeing progressions in terms of development of our professionals. So I would like to welcome you. This is your home. This is your home. NIMASA is the apex regulatory body in the maritime industry in Nigeria. So there is no other home in Nigeria other than NIMASA. NIMASA will coordinate whatever we think is possible for the MOU. And if there is any beneficiary of the WMU's professional touch in terms of education, professionalism, research, and development, building global capacity, I think Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency is one of the agencies that can boast of that. We continue to sustain the tempo between the agency and the university since the establishment of the university in 1983 by the International Maritime Organization. Since the establishment of the university in 1983 by the International Maritime Organization, an agency under the United Nations body. So you can see the hierarchy of the World Maritime University is not only being established by the International Maritime Organization, but also under the United Nations, because the agency of International Maritime Organization is under the United Nations. So the world body is what administer and look up to the World Maritime University in producing professionals from time to time.
Dr. Jamo further stated that it is clear that NIMASA's dedication to human capacity development of its staff remains unwavering, and that this will inevitably have a positive knock-on effect on the Nigerian maritime industry.
I would like to once again, on behalf of the governing board and the entire management of NIMASA, thank you once again for having time to come and visit us and share thoughts with us in other to move the agency forward in terms of producing professionals. Already we have a number of professionals here, graduates of the World Maritime University, excelling in different areas of specialization and becoming leaders in the different areas of specialization. They already formed their own union, and we are giving them the necessary support so that whenever we want a professional, we can go to the pool of World Maritime University graduate and pull them out and assign them with such responsibility. We thank you so very much and appreciate you for all these gestures and contributions given towards the development of our own maritime industry. And we assure you we will do more. As I said earlier, we are now approaching the stakeholders, that is the private and ship owners, to bring to bear whatever they have to make sure that we have more presentation in the World Maritime University. What you have been given to us, we are not taking it for granted, and we will continue to be your partners in progress. Unfortunately, we competed for category C in the last IMO. I remember in the last 2 years, the Sweden lost, and I look at the face of Mr. President, and she was looking so worried because Nigeria lost and Sweden lost. But this time around, Nigeria lost, Sweden won. She went back to category C. So on behalf of Nigeria, I want to congratulate you for getting the Sweden back to category C in the IMO Council.
The World Maritime University in Malmö, Sweden, is a postgraduate maritime university founded with the framework of the International Maritime Organization, a specialized agency of the United Nations. A delegation from the Gambian Maritime Administration, led by Mr. Karamo Bakri Jani, paid a fact-finding visit to Dr. Bashir Jamo, Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. During the interaction, the Gambian team inquired about how Shippers Council and NIMASA coexisted in Nigeria. Mr. Bakri said the visit was to guide and advise the Gambian Maritime Administration as it develops its own replica of Shippers Council. He thanks the NIMASA DG for the warm reception he accorded him at the IMO meeting and all the support he has since given them.
I think we have much experience in managing or creating a Shippers Council.
Yes.
Because some people have doubts. If you have GMA, why do you have to create Shippers Council? Are they not doing the same functions, or are they not do not have the same responsibilities? I'm not convinced. So I thought, let me go and find out from my people. Since Nigeria has Shippers Council and they have NIMASA, how do they coexist? So that from there, I will brief the minister, well, this is what is happening in Nigeria. Whether we can adopt that strategy. Because my team, the fear they have is that if you create Shippers Council, that means you may lose some part of your revenue to Shippers Council. I don't know. I don't think so. But let's just find out those who are doing it and have experience in it. How are they doing it? And how are they coexisting it? So that when you have some, you can do at the lesson learned. And if you have some documentations, their mandates, their act and all of things, then you pray before the minister to guide us to develop the Shippers Council.
In addition, Mr. Bakri said that one of the main goals of their visit was to work together in the area of capacity building for his team through attachments and internships with NIMASA. The Director General of NIMASA charged that the more united they are, the stronger they are. The DG emphasized on the importance of human elements of the sector as they drive the technology and the need to train and retrain the professionals, and NIMASA is opening its arm to help through establishing of a regional training institute.
So we are going to establish a training center which is regional. From our own vision, the vision of the agency is to be a leading maritime organization in Africa, taking into considerations of global best practices. So we are going to establish the training institutions, and we would like to see that the essence of the training institute is to be conducting research and see the gaps of the African countries, and then advise the government of African countries how they can bridge down such gaps by way of recommendations. And the training of the institute is not going to be restricted by Nigerians. Always, when we are going to do the training in a class, we are going to have a different countries within the region, so that we can have cross-breeding of idea, we can have an understanding of how each and every one operates, we can have understanding of the global best practices that they are making, where they are making, and what the problems are there, then how we can now get the problems. IMO, they are always ready to give us a helping hand to that, but we have to help ourselves before somebody can come and help us. So we have to understand our problem before we say this is our problems. You have to know where you're coming from before you know where you're going. So all these things we need to do it. So on the issue of training, I think there is nothing more than that. It's very, very key, and it's very vital, it's very important.
He further explained that the functions of NIMASA and Nigeria Shippers Council are quite different and distinct, and that can be seen in the acts establishing them.
A man with many parts, with a strong passion for seafarers and their welfare. Otumba Kule Folarin was a lighthouse to the maritime industry, a very impressive person with great confidence and maturity in knowledge. Stakeholders held him with high esteem in the same manner that I do. Our prayers was with his family, Adewu, the doing of the maritime industry.
The Inter-Regional Coordinating Center, Yaoundé, in collaboration with NIMASA and the Nigerian Navy, presents the 6th plenary session of the Shared Awareness and Deconfliction, popularly known as SHADE, the Maritime Collaboration Forum of the Gulf of Guinea, an online plenary session. Date, Wednesday, 23rd of November, 2022. Time, 10 a.m. This event will have in attendance the regional navies and the stakeholder of the shipping industry. What does it take to run a ship? A ship is the large watercraft that travels the world's oceans and other sufficiently deep waterways, carrying cargo or passengers, or in support of specialized missions such as defense, research, and fishing. Ships are generally determined from boats based on size, shape, load capacity, and purpose. Currently, more than 50,000 plus ships are in operation worldwide, doing business around the world and carrying 90% of all the goods, commodities, and products that people need. There are various kinds of vessels depending on the nature of the vessel, whether it's the dry cargo vessel that carries grains, minerals, iron, or coal. We also have a container vessel, also called box ship, which is a cargo ship that carries all its load in truck size intermodal containers. While wet vessels are those vessels that carry a very large crude carrier for transporting petroleum products. One thing they all share in common is that a ship is a very huge asset that requires a collection of expertise and various workers. We take you through the various workers that see to it that every vessel at sea runs smoothly from the port of departure to the port of destination, delivering vital goods, supplies, or equipment as part of the larger blue economy. Because as we know, shipping is around 90% of all we consume and is delivered by ship. First is the Master Captain. A Master Captain is the highest seafarer rank and the most prestigious of all seafarer jobs. A Master Captain has ultimate responsibility for everything that happens on his or her vessel, including the security of the ship, as well as the safety of the crew and cargo and any passengers both when in port and when at sea. He is charged with ensuring that all international and local laws are followed properly and that all management policies are fully complied with. Secondly, we take a look at the oiler. An oiler operates and maintains the propulsion and other systems on board the vessel. Oilers are also tasked with the facilities on board, notably the sewage, lighting, air conditioning, and water systems. They assist bulk fuel transfers and require training in firefighting and first aid. Moreover, oilers help facilitate operation of the ship's boats and other nautical tasks, especially with cargo loading, discharging gear, and safety systems. Boatswains are responsible for the day-to-day operations on board the ship. They ensure that everything is running smoothly and that everyone is doing their job. They are often in charge of organizing the crew's schedules, assigning duties, and ensuring that safety protocols are being followed. Boatswains may also be tasked with maintaining the ship's equipment and keeping an eye out for any signs of wear or damage. This includes everything from inspecting the hull of cracks to making sure that all the pumps and engines are working properly. Our world-class Maritime Experience Center is now live, announcing Maritime Stakeholders Experience Contact Center, MSECC, where you'll get simple, fast, and tailored solutions to all your maritime challenges on maritime safety, maritime labor, marine pollution, search and rescue, cabotage issues, ship registration, training and certification, and other maritime-related issues. Contact us via the following channels: 23401-630-9590. Email us at contactcenter@nimasa.gov.ng, info@nimasa.gov.ng. Chat with us www.nimasa.gov.ng and on Facebook at NIMASA Official. Let's resolve all your maritime related issues.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime, and we go straight to the social media environment to find out what has been trending in the world of maritime in Nigeria. you can continue the conversation with the DG of NIMASA. He is on Twitter at Jamo Bashir, as well as at NIMASA Official. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. However, when it comes to doing business in Nigeria's maritime ecosystem, you know and will always echo it, because maritime is highly regulated. There are rules guiding the various operations within the sector. And that's why, for you to be safe and free from any hassles and the consequences of infringement, always make the NIMASA official website, currently showing on your screen, your first port of call. Thank you for watching today's episode of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime. And we hope that you found the program enlightening and useful, even as you continue to appreciate the efforts by NIMASA to ensure we enjoy calmer coasts and safer seas, all leading to the development of our blue economy. As we drop anchor, do remember that your mind is a ship, and it can sail across the entire universe as long as negative thoughts do not sink it. My name remains Ubongisen, and I'm asking you, as always, to stay on course. Bye-bye.